channel. Once again, we are trying very, very hard to keep you guys all updated with what we are doing here in this time of need for our community. Today, as usual, I've got my partner in crime, Raman Singh, joining me. And Raman, good afternoon, huh?
Good afternoon, Sat Sri Akal.
Sat Sri Akal ji, how are you?
I'm doing great. So far, so good.
Yeah, so today we also have a guest from the pie shop, Mr. Markson, who is joining us. Hi, Mark. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good, good. Thank you for joining us today. And I'm really proud to announce that the pie shop also is a partner of ours where we're collaborating with Entrepreneur California and trying to collaborate to help businesses get financial resources. So that's been going off well. I know that we've been inundated with requests, but today we're here to discuss something else that Mark, you and you're doing. First, give us a little bit about what the pie shop is.
All right. So before the pie shop, I started Blue Dolphin Engineering about 2 decades ago. And what Blue Dolphin Engineering is, it's a engineering firm that has helped now people all over the world to develop products and machines and processes in every discipline and every industry and for governments. And doing that work over the years, we dealt with a lot of entrepreneurs, and we realized that entrepreneurs needed more help than just in developing the thing, which is what us mechanical engineers do. And that's what started me on the road of creating the pie shop. And the pie shop is a business incubator, but it's focused around products because that was the emphasis of Blue Dolphin Engineering. That's our wheelhouse, so we decided to focus in that area. We are fairly unique in that matter. And probably within the world, there probably aren't very many places where incubating of products and product-based businesses is also so closely coupled to world-class engineering talent like that's available from Blue Dolphin. So I started pursuing this a couple of years ago. We are a 501c3 public benefit corporation. We have received grants through the Central Valley Community Foundation, through the DRIVE project, Pro Neighborhoods project. We've also received a huge grant through UC Merced and UC System. It was a California-based grant. Those grants were to help start the pie shop and to keep us our operations going. We've had a very interesting group of members who have joined us and worked with us. And as you mentioned recently, we helped form the Coalition Entrepreneurship California, and just to try to serve all communities, because we realize that to be successful, there has to be economic, social, racial diversity to be successful in trying to make this all work. One of our biggest goals, and I firmly believe in this, is that this part of California, Central California, is and should be the place that's the entrepreneurship hub of Central California. And having this coalition together is one of those ways of making that happen. So that's kind of the background of Pie Shop. To support that, we have an 8,000 square foot shop, and that shop is outfitted with all sorts of sophisticated machinery and not so sophisticated machinery. We have several 3D printers, we have CNC machines, we have a 4x8 laser table and a 4x8 3-axis router, and welders, and all sorts of materials and assets that are required for making things, because that's the type of businesses that we're helping. Those are the kind of things that startup businesses will never get loans for, and could be very expensive to fund themselves. And so we're providing that for the members. allows them to take that cash and to use it for other things like eating and making their business grow. So we also support this by bringing in the efforts of a regional law firm, Coleman and Horowitz, and also a regional accounting firm, Sensibo San Filippo. They donate their time to us, some of their time, and we also have done several seminars and done all sorts of things to try to get the word out there and to help educate and our members. So that's kind of the general overview of what Pie Shop is and how it began.
That's great. That's great. And you're absolutely right. There aren't very many places that offer that. And that is, and we're really excited to team up with you as well as some of our other partners. And this is just the beginning, but it looks like life kind of took another direction right now, and you stepped into something different way.
Yes, yeah. Pretty interesting, the things that have happened. As the whole world is aware now, the COVID-19 virus has required social distancing and prudent behavior on all of our parts to keep us safe, in the eventuality of something happening with us, one of us getting the virus. And so that is essentially because even though we can benefit our clients remotely and through different methods, our biggest asset is our facilities. And so because of that, we basically kind of had to cease operations. And that all happened just a few weeks ago. And interesting enough then, of course, because of the same problem, we have been in discussions with the local maker community, because we're sort of the higher end of that, more of a commercial end of that, but we definitely have those traits. And so we had discussions with, for example, IdeaWorks and Root Access, their local maker spaces. And the conversation going around was that somebody had some plans on being able to 3D print parts of a face mask. They were able to make shields using 3-hole punches and all various forms. And so, we said, okay, we could add to that community. We can definitely 3D print parts for you guys and just try to increase the numbers. The problem being that a 3D printed part can take up to an hour to make, one 3D printed visor. And also that the shields that were being made from the transparencies, although they're adequate, the entire assembly is, I would say, somewhat temporary. So because we're engineers and because this is what we do for a living, we try to figure out a better way of doing this. And that led us to finding some plans for a laser cut version of this, where both the visor and the shield were laser cut. And let me get one of them.
Yeah.
Sure, I think it's a good way to look at it. At least we can
Yeah. Yes.
So this is what we ended up coming up with. You can see we have an acrylic part on top that's laser cut. There's a piece of foam. There's an elastic band, and then there's the shield itself, which is also laser cut. This is polycarbonate, which is the same type of stuff that bulletproof glass is made from. Protective eyewear. It's strong. It's durable. I was using one of these out in the shop, just making some things. This is the kind of thing that we could have in the shop. It would last probably for years or whatever. So it's a fairly durable design. We didn't set out to make necessarily a superior design to what else was being out there. It just ended up being the best fit for our equipment, using our laser table. And so with that design, we have the capacity of building. We figure now we could, with enough volunteer help doing some of the assembly work, we could probably make in excess of 300 of these a day, and which exceeds some of the limitations, of course, of what the 3D printed ones are, which would be, you know, dozens maybe in a day, even with a lot of people printing. So that's kind of how this came about.
So,
That's
Mark,
awesome.
one question that I will ask you, that one thing you told us that it's it can be used for years, but the question is that if we are using it quickly, like to clean it up or disinfect or do something so that they can reusable, maybe a different person or the same person will use and disinfect.
Yes, so these can be disinfected. Just even in making them, we were disinfecting them. But it's durable material, and it doesn't seem to be affected by the chemicals in, for example, the Clorox wipes and those kind of things that have bleach in them. Alcohol certainly has no effect. Vinegar has no effect. We're not sure. We haven't tried it yet. We haven't tried using the sterilizers that the hospitals use. I'm not sure if they're autoclave versions or if they're UV or whatever they do. If they're UV, I'm sure they would work. So we think that they could be disinfected probably several times. Yes, many times probably.
Definitely. And my next question is going to be like, you said the volunteer basis that, I heard that before we can make 200 and now, we are up to 300. So you still be able to use more volunteer, that if we're able to gather up some help, is that possible still?
Yes. Right now we have two issues, and this has been one of my struggles I've been involved with manufacturing for decades. I recognized early on that material supply was the most crucial thing because it was evaporating. I was calling all over the country for materials. The neat thing is that we actually have a really big plastic material supplier, Polymer Shapes, right here in the Fresno area. I still have problems with with supply because they in turn are supplying to everybody else, and so they're running full tilt, getting these materials out to everybody. So I've been trying to anticipate that. As it turns out, the actual face shield material is probably one of the biggest issues, and right now we've cut all the face shield material that we have, and it's going to be a few days before we get the rest of the face shields. But this is a two-step process. As I mentioned, the visor also has to be cut, and then that has to be assembled. So the assembly of putting the foam in place and putting the band on, that takes some time. It takes a couple minutes per shield, and so that all has to be done regardless of, and we can make literally, we can make thousands of these parts right now, and we're continuing to cut them out. They're being cut out even as I speak. So where the help comes in is doing this assembly process, and that's where we've been using the IdeaWorks volunteers and other people to help do some of the assembly. So our plan right now is to continue to make the visor part. This has to be assembled, the hardest part, and then we'll just cut the face shields out. And for a lot of those, we don't even need to assemble those two parts because they can be shipped flat, and it's really simple to pop the face shield onto the visor. And so once we have, the plan is once we have the face shield material, we'll be able to ship a lot of them fairly quickly because we'll just be cutting them out, cleaning them, and sending them on their way. We've shipped around, I think, 400 already, and we've gotten a number of people who have asked to donate, online towards this and get some face shields. Several hundred, I think, already online. I think we've had probably more, closer to 400 have been ordered online already, and so we've satisfied a lot of those orders already. And then with your guys' commitment and the Hispanic Foundation commitment, we should be, in a few days, hopefully, we should be able to start filling all those orders too. It's been pretty crazy situation. Talk about, here I am as a pie shop. We're helping all these entrepreneurs and startups. And part of that entrepreneurial community is learning how to pivot your business or pivot your idea to adapt, to make it become something that's going to be satisfying the customer. And we made a huge pivot to do this, so it's been pretty interesting.
Well, that's amazing that you're able to. And do you know of any other little businesses that are producing the face shields as well as the pie shop?
I'm not really sure. As I mentioned, there's some local makers who have been producing these. I heard that C-Tech, which is the Career Technical Education High School here in Fresno, has been 3D printing them. IdeaWorks is, I believe, and I believe Root Access have been 3D printing. Other than that, I'm not sure who else is making these. Once again, when it comes to 3D printing, the more people, the better, because it just takes so long to make one. And so I'm not sure if anybody else is doing it like we're doing it. I haven't heard so far, but the biggest problem is even if they started today, they wouldn't be able to get the material. It's just crazy. So I ordered the material that I'm getting the end of this week. I ordered it last week, and normally it's a 1-day lead time, and now it's 4 or 5 days. It's just pretty crazy.
Well, we're
Absolutely.
grateful to have you right now. Yeah, I know that you and your team have been working nonstop on this, and like you said, yes, we are very interested, as well as the Fresno Area Hispanic Foundation. Our thoughts were, we are also investing in masks, but our thoughts for the face shields was to provide them to care workers. And a while ago, you mentioned that we're not sure on how the disinfectants are going to work the face shields. So what are the questions that we have to ask before we provide the face shields, and to know that they can be disinfected in a proper manner?
That's a good question. I know just using the disinfectants we've used on the plastic material and the foam, there hasn't been any issues. It hasn't degraded the product. Of course, we've only had them for a week or so. I would be curious to see and know how they actually disinfect things at hospitals or medical clinics or whatnot. It'd be interesting to know and see how well that works.
Yeah, well, let's see if we can get that information as well. But we are definitely committed. And also, Mark, what do you think as far as how much additional protection a face shield provide in addition to a mask?
Well, that's a good question. You'll notice, like if I put this over my face, that my ears, my eyes, my nose, my mouth, my entire face and part of my, is protected straight on. And I would think that would definitely help with incidental particles coming towards you. One of the things I've heard about was especially medical workers who have to intubate because of the exposure to, particles from the airway or whatnot are pretty drastic for intubation, as well as just other, more, I'll say, soil type situations where there's going to be more particles in the air. But this mask, a mask doesn't do what the shield does, and a shield doesn't do what the mask does. I would think for a medical worker, you'd want to have both. Protect your eyes, all the things they talk about with the from the Center for Disease Control, that you shouldn't be touching your eyes, nose, mouth, those kind of things. That's what the shield really helps take care of too.
Yeah, I think, once you have a shield on it, definitely, I have this issue too, touching your face. And when specifically you are told not to, that is the time when you're going to touch the most. And I think if you have a shield or mask on it, it'll definitely stop from at least touching the face. And, yeah, definitely, it's a double protection,
Yeah, right, yeah. And I would think also the number of individuals, you know, you mentioned people who work in the like the laborers in the field and truck drivers and shop owners, grocery store workers, the law enforcement, sheriff, police, CHP. I would think that they would all want to protect against any kind of incidental, you know, issues. They come into close contact with people and not in the best situations, and probably can't count on the person they're meeting wearing a shield when they're going to arrest them or something like that. So I would think having yourself protected as much as possible would be a pretty big priority.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I would definitely want that double protection. You know, as much protection as we possibly can. So. I can see it, you know, how it could be so beneficial. Right now, I've gone to grocery stores and even pharmacies where the pharmacists, not, you know, even though you've got the markers to stay 6 feet back, people are not abiding. They're in that pharmacist space and they don't have protection. You go to a Save Mart or a Food for Less, they've got that glass divider. It's only, you know, so big. What happens after that? So I can definitely see a lot of workers out there how the shield can absolutely benefit them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of people I haven't even thought about. You know, we have had all sorts of. You know, I had a lady come by. We try to ask people when they come by and pick up the masks, you know, why are they using them? Who are they going to? And one lady came by. She said, "No, we're just buying it. I'm just donating because I need these for my family." And so, you know, that makes a lot of sense. One thing I'd like to mention is Dr. Reyes Vora with the Fresno County Department of Health actually looked at this shield as well as other 3D printed shields, and that very same day that he took these shields and they did some evaluation, they approved us for making these. And I mean, there's not this huge official process for anything right now, but it was encouraging to us to have him be able to review it and to say that he thought it was, you know, a good solution. So we have so far given, I think we've donated 100 to Valley Children's Hospital, 25 went to Community Regional Medical Center, the emergency department yesterday. We're going to send more there. Some went to St. Agnes. And of course, a bunch of other various organizations. So they're already out there.
I think you know, this strategy, you know, this situation right now is going to change the perspective or change the people's life or how they live, how daily lives they live. I think we never had this situation, and we never thought that we're going to be wearing masks or shields in a regular daily work. I think this is going to change how people live and how people do everyday work.
I agree. I think every aspect of this, I think the fact that we're communicating by video right now, all the number of people who are working remotely. I can tell you, Blue Dolphin, we've been working remotely and from all over the world for years, so it wasn't a huge stretch for us to do it. But what's interesting is to hear all these other organizations who have never prepared for it, including the school systems, that have now adapted and are doing a decent job of it. I think you're right. I think the landscape's going to change in a number of ways.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody's life is going to be impacted.
So, Mark, if somebody wanted to get their hands on a shield, is there a minimum order, and what are the costs associated with it, and how can they go about securing shields for themselves?
Sure, that's a great question. So, first off, I want to remind everybody that we're donating through a lot of generous efforts, like your own. We're donating to whoever we can. The costs right now are at $10, and we're actually using some of that money to donate towards IdeaWorks to help with their volunteer base because they're in the same situation we are. So the recommended donation to us is $10. If you want to give a lot more than that, that'd be just great with us. But so the best way for us to do these orders has been that people go to our website, thepishop.org, THEPISHOP.org, and go to the donate button. And when you hit the donate button, you hopefully you donate the $10, and you tell us who you want it to go to. If you don't tell us where you want it to go, then we'll assume that you're the one who's going to be receiving them. Doesn't mean you're going to be the one using them, but you'll be the one who's picking them up. In that process, you donate, and it goes through a PayPal button, I believe. And in that, you put your information, your name, and things like that, your email address. And we are using the email address as the way to notify people of when they're ready to be picked up. So, for instance, we had a number of people come by yesterday. We told them, come between 10 and 2 on Sunday, and we had a bunch of people who came by and picked up their face masks that way. So that's the way we're doing it for most of the people. Unless we hear, for example, when we took the 100 to Valley Children's, we just heard they needed them, and we took them over there, and we knew that they were going to be covered by one of these large donations. So we're tracking where every single one goes, so we know where they're going, and we know how the money's coming in, and we know where the shields are going when they go out.
That's great. So that's good information. There aren't any minimum orders or anything like that, and it's wonderful. So it's nice to have you guys local and to have that option. And I do think that a lot of people are looking for this protection. They don't know where to go. So thank you for stepping up like that.
This is when things are when situations are tough like this, adversity brings out this type of work. And literally, a week and a half ago, this was not part of a business model. This wasn't part of anything, not even a thought on my side. And here I am producing them a week and a half later, and having the community get together in an unusual way for an unusual circumstance to produce something that's this effective is just, that says a lot about our society. Kind of gives you hope, right?
Very much.
Absolutely.
So.
Yep.
So we are glad that we are able to secure our 500. So we've got between us and the Hispanic Hispanic Foundation, we've got 1,000. And right now we are kind of trying to decide who best to allot them to. But we definitely know that there are more people in need than there are actual shields. And also, please let us know. We'll have on again, and maybe you can share the progress, and if there are, what other ways can the community help to help, and maybe it's through volunteering or donations or delivery or God knows what. But like you said, it's wonderful that you live in a generous community where we are able to come together to help in this time of need, right? Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate the donation. I feel that there's a lot of people who will benefit from this, and let's face it, if all the money that was donated, all the dollars that were donated towards this saved one life, just one life, then it was all worth it, totally worth it. So I'm really happy we're doing this. Thanks.
Thank you, and we'll keep in touch with you. and reach out to you. So our masks should be ready in a couple of days, right?
Yeah, we're working on that. As I said, hopefully, and I push with the suppliers every day. So yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Because of the virus situation, the pie shop basically was forced to stop operations. Here in the valley, in the Fresno area, we were included in this conversation with the local makers, and what people were talking about were making different personal protection gear by using rapid prototyping, 3D printing, 3-hole punches, whatever. We thought, well, we could make some parts to add to the numbers. If they're going to be 3D printing, for example, these face masks, then we could make parts. And so we looked for some designs that possibly could be made just using our laser table.
We've got, these are some prototypes. This is a prototype I ran at home on my laser, kind of a first run, a little bit different design. This is one of the early ones off this machine, and you can kind of see that it's got like a real rough edge and just kind of fine tuning the cut speed and the power.
And so we came up with a design that we could fabricate hundreds of these in a day. This is the design we came up with. It's got a polycarbonate face shield and an acrylic and/or PETG visor. This is not a temporary device. This could last for a long time. One of the groups who's been involved in this conversation has been the Central Valley Community Foundation. And after we had a discussion with them about what we were doing and what the costs were to make these, they committed to funding 500 of these face masks to be made.
So the first thing that happens to manufacture these is here at Pie Shop on their big laser cutter, they're cutting two parts. They're cutting these visors and they're cutting the shields. These are assembled pretty easily. They snap right on. And both of these pieces can be sterilized on site in medical facility. And the labor and the space is being donated by Pie Shop and IdeaWorks and Root Access.
So to be able to discover a way that the Pie Shop could actually then pivot and do something that's so helpful to the community at large, and to work together to do such a great thing, it's just a wonderful result.
Well, that was great. That's how neat it is. Just like Mark said, for people to and be able to switch up and say, hey, let's take a different direction and step up the way that they're doing to help our community. So, for our community, what would you say? What kind of an ask can we do, and what kind of support do you think that we can request right now?
Yeah, exactly, Karen. I think it was really nice to see कि कितना local ਜਿਹੜਾ business ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ 2 ਹਫ਼ਤੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਚ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਾਂ ਸਮਝਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਉਹ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਸੋਚ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਲੋਕਲ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨੈਸਸ ਆ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਔਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਇਹ ਦੁੱਖ ਦੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ ਇਹ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਨੇੜੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਆ। ਤੇ ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ, ਮੈਂ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਟਲੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ, ਆਪਣੇ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਭਰਾਵਾਂ ਨੂੰ, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰੂੰਗਾ ਕਿ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ, ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਤੇ ਆ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਾਸਕ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਾਸਕ ਵੀ ਖਰੀਦ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸ਼ੀਲਡ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਮਾਰਕ ਹੁਣੇ ਦਿਖਾ ਕੇ ਗਏ ਨੇ, ਜੇ ਉਹ ਸ਼ੀਲਡ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਸ਼ੀਲਡ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਜਾਂ ਪਾਈ ਸ਼ਾਪ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਲੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਰਡਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਬਾਏ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ੀਲਡ ਬਾਏ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਨੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਾਏ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਅਗਲੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਰੈਡੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ। ਸੋ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਕਟ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਉਨਾ ਹੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੈਡੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਦੂਸਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਦਮੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਉਹ ਅੱਗੇ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਜਾਣੀ ਆ, ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਉਹ ਕਿਸੇ ਐਸੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਲਈ ਜਾਵੇ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਲੋੜ ਹੋਵੇ ਔਰ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਪੈਸੇ ਨਾ ਹੋਣ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਪਾਈ ਸ਼ਾਪ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ ਆ ਉੱਤੇ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਹਿਡਨ ਵੈਲਥ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ ਤੇ ਜੇ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੰਬਲਾ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਟਲੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਕਿਰਨ ਪੁੱਛੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਕਿ ਸਰਕਾਰਾਂ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਸਰਕਾਰਾਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ। ਇਹ ਇਸ ਲੈਵਲ ਦਾ ਔਰ ਇਸ ਕੈਲੀਬਰ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਆ ਇਹ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਕਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ 'ਚ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ। ਔਰ ਜੋ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਮਾਰਕ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਦਾ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲਾਈਫ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਆ, ਸਦਾ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰ ਦੇਣਾ, ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਬਦਲ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਦੇਣਾ, ਨਵਾਂ ਵੇ ਆਫ ਲਿਵਿੰਗ ਹੋ ਜਾਣੀ ਹੈ, ਨਵੇਂ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਆ ਜਾਣੇ, ਨਵਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ। ਸੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਮਾਮਲੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਡਾਪਟ ਵੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਤੇ ਪਲੱਸ ਨਾਲੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਹ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਆਈ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਇਹ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਗੌਰਮੈਂਟ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਆ, ਪਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੱਦ ਤੱਕ ਸਾਡੀ ਲੋਕਲ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਉਹਦਾ ਵੀ ਹੱਕ ਬਣਦਾ, ਉਹਦਾ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਇੱਕ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਕਿ ਸਟੈਪ ਅਪ ਕਰਨਾ ਔਰ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨੂੰ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਨਾ। ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਸਪਲਾਈਜ਼ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀਆਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ, ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਸਪਲਾਈਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਪਰ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੋਕਲ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਸਟੈਪ ਅਪ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਔਰ ਇੱਕ ਮਨ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵੀ। ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕਹੀਏ ਵੀ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦਿਲ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਚਲੋ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ 10 ਸ਼ੀਲਡਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਾਈਡ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ, ਜੇ $100 ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਉਸ ਗੱਲ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਲੈ ਜਾਣਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਦੀ ਬੋਤਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ $50-100 ਦੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹੀ ਆਪਾਂ 10 ਸ਼ੀਲਡਾਂ ਜੇ ਡੋਨੇਟ ਕਰ ਦਈਏ ਤੇ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ 10 ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਜਾਨ ਬਚ ਜਾਵੇ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਭਲਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ।
Yes. And I'm told liquor stores are making a lot of money, so there is no reason for us not to step up right now. And what is it, $10? Very much. So if you want to do a mask and a shield, a mask is $4, $10 for a shield. That's $14, $15, and you can actually help someone who is not able to sit at home. There's a lot of us that are fortunate that we can stay home, be safe with our families, but like I said before, put yourself in their shoes and how stressful it is to go back and work and never knowing whether you are infected or not. And I know that there are a lot of parents that have camped out in garages because they don't want to take a chance on infecting their family just in case. So again, my plea is for those of us that are fortunate and we are able to be safe, just try to step into someone else's shoes and see. $15 is actually, and we are trying to do our part. Like I said, we're committing $5,000 for shields, $5,000 for masks, as well as our partners who are coming in with about $6,000 more. I know NAFTA is going to step up, and NAFTA's providing some masks. So please, this is the time to give. If you have ever considered donating, this would be absolute must time that you guys should step up.
ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਕਰਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਗੱਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮਾਰਕ ਨੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਔਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਣੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਸ ਗੱਲ ਤੇ ਸਹਿਮਤ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਾਰਕ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਦ ਪਾਈ ਸ਼ਾਪ ਜਿਹੜੀ .org ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ ਆ, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡੋਨੇਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡੈਜ਼ਿਗਨੇਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ 10, 20, 25, 30 ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਾਸਕ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਸੌਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸ਼ੀਲਡ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਚੈਰਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ, ਕਿਹੜੇ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਨੂੰ, ਕਿਹੜੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹੋਗੇ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ 100 ਸ਼ੀਲਡਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਡੋਨੇਟ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ ਫਲਾਣੇ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ ਫਲਾਣੀ ਸੁਸਾਇਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ, ਸੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਡੈਜ਼ਿਗਨੇਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡੈਜ਼ਿਗਨੇਟ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਉਹ ਉੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਈਆਂ ਜਾਣਗੀਆਂ। ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਸੰਦ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੈਰਿਟੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਆਪਣੇ ਪਸੰਦ ਦੀ ਨਾਟ ਚੈਰਿਟੀ ਬਟ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਸੰਦ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਚੁਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਨੂੰ, ਕਿਸ ਕਲੀਨਿਕ ਨੂੰ, ਕਿਸ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਣੀਆਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ।
Yes. This has got to be the ultimate seva that our community can put out. So we are going to stay hopeful and have to not have enough supplies to give to, we've got bus drivers right now, we've got truckers right now, we've got a lot of our physicians physicians and health workers. We've got farmers. There are so many that still need protection. So, please join us in these efforts.
ਡੈਫੀਨਿਟਲੀ ਕਰਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਚੰਗਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਟੂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਔਰ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਵਧੀਆ ਮੌਕਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦਾ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਜਰਨਲ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨਾਲ ਔਰ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਇਸ ਮੁਸੀਬਤ ਦੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਸਾਬਤ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਵਰਕਰਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਚਾਹੇ ਉਹ ਡਾਕਟਰਸ ਆ, ਚਾਹੇ ਨਰਸਿਸ ਆ, ਚਾਹੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਸਟਾਫ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਵੱਡਾ ਹੀਰੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਐਸਾ ਕਿੱਤਾ ਬਣ ਚੁੱਕਾ ਅੱਜ ਇਸ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਲ ਦੀ ਘੜੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਜਾਨ ਦੀ ਪਰਵਾਹ ਕੀਤੇ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਬੈਟਲ ਫੀਲਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਸੋਲਜਰ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਗੋਲੀ ਕਦੋਂ ਵੱਜ ਜਾਣੀ ਆ ਔਰ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਬੈਟਲ ਫੀਲਡ 'ਚ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਪਰ ਬੈਟਲ ਫੀਲਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਲੜਾਈਆਂ ਆ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਨਾਲ ਲੜੀਆਂ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ। ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗੀ, ਇੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਮਹਾਮਾਰੀ ਆ, ਇੱਕ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੱਕ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆ ਗਈ। ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮੰਗਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਔਰ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੈਟਲ ਫੀਲਡ ਵਾਲੀ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਬਾਹਰ ਔਰ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੁਣ ਦੇਖੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਵੀ ਰੈਗੂਲਰ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਆਪਾਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਘਰ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਧਰ ਉੱਧਰ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਹੁਣ ਕਰੀਏ ਤੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਫੀਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਆਲੇ ਦੁਆਲੇ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ, ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਏਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ, ਇਨਫੈਕਟਡ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ। ਈਵਨ ਦੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਡਰ ਲੱਗਣ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੋਚੋ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਹਰ ਸਮੇਂ ਹਰ ਟਾਈਮ ਐਕਸਪੋਜ਼ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਔਰ ਐਕਸਪੋਜ਼ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਔਰ ਇੰਨੇ ਘੰਟੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਿ ਕਈ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਪਿਕਚਰਸ ਵੀ ਆ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਕਿ ਕਈ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਰਸਿਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਡਾਕਟਰਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਟਲੀ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ 'ਚ ਹੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸੌਂ ਕੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੱਢਿਆ, ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਖਾਣਾ ਖਾਧਾ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵੱਡੀ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀ ਆ। ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਜੌਬ ਤੇ ਜੌਬ ਆ, ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਜੌਬ ਕਰਦਾ, ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਇਹ ਵੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਟਰੱਕਰ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬੜੀ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀ ਆ, ਬਹੁਤ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਟਰੱਕਰ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਰੋਡ ਤੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਸਲੂਟ ਟੂ ਦੈਮ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਖਤਰੇ 'ਚ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਆ ਔਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਡਾਕਟਰਸ ਆ ਐਬਸੋਲੂਟਲੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਕ ਪੋਸਟ ਵੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿਰਨ ਕਿ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਅਗਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਗ੍ਰੈਮੀ ਅਵਾਰਡ ਜਾਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਅਵਾਰਡਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਵਰਕਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਈਏ ਔਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਨਮਾਨਿਤ ਕਰੀਏ, ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਦਾ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ।
Yes, the real heroes right now, honestly. If we think about it, where would we be, right, without our essential workers? So please join us in these efforts, and we will continue to keep you guys updated on what we're trying to do to help. And if any place you can jump in and support us, we would greatly appreciate it.
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜੀ, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਾਬਤਾ ਕਾਇਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਟਲੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਫੇਸਬੁੱਕ ਪੇਜ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਿਡਨ ਵੈਲਥ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਫੇਸਬੁੱਕ ਪੇਜ ਹੈਗਾ, ਮੇਰਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਰਮਨ ਢਿੱਲੋਂ ਦਾ ਫੇਸਬੁੱਕ ਪੇਜ ਹੈਗਾ, ਕਿਰਨ ਦਾ ਫੇਸਬੁੱਕ ਪੇਜ ਹੈਗਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਾਬਤਾ ਕਾਇਮ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਬਾਰੇ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਮੱਸਿਆ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸਾਂਝੀ ਕਰੋ। ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਹਿਡਨ ਵੈਲਥ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਸਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਾਰਜ ਹੈਗਾ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਹੈਗਾ, ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਗਿਆ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ, ਉਹ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਕਾਇਮ ਆ ਔਰ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਆ ਔਖਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਮਜ਼ਬੂਤੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਵਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਦਾ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਸੀ ਔਰ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਚੱਲੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਜਲਦੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਉਹ ਪੂਰਾ ਕਰੀਏ। ਔਰ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕਰੋਗੇ, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਸ਼ੁਕਰੀਆ, ਧੰਨਵਾਦ।
Thank you guys.
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
Okay, we're good?
Okay.